All right then. Here we are back at home. And I mean, I had originally re-rolled hard gold to be this, which is appropriate. And then I was like, oh, I got to figure out some timeline stuff because I was reading some three-post Reddit timeline for Pokemon. But it basically just first it was like I don't buy like it was like, oh, everyone cites that developer tweet, and I'm like, okay, if they're saying that's what the timeline is, then that's what the timeline is. Oh, the Delta timeline is wrong. I know better than the people that made the games. Like, and same with Pokemon. But no, first he was like, hey, I don't really buy that Platinum is or Sinnoh is sometime after or Johto because of the Red Gyarados thing. And then he went back on that, saying that mentioning the cameraman that said he was there, and he says the Lake of Rage. So it was definitely the Lake of Rage. Definitely takes place after that, after Ethan catches the Gyarados. And then the special that was in Diamond and Pearl at the beginning is mentioned in Platinum. So that just means that in this game, the main character had a different channel on, I guess. And therefore, and so did Barry. Oh, I'm gonna be playing as Dawn. You can't see me. I'm gonna be playing as Dawn. Played as I think originally I was playing as Lucas because of the Dawn lass in Fire and Leaf Green, but she wasn't called Hikari in the Japanese version, so it's not a reference. It wasn't a reference back to that. And so the old man with that girl is not Professor Rowan. It's just a gentleman and his probably his fucking granddaughter. Of course, people on the internet will be like, "Oh, well, it's a pedophile," because they love calling everything a pedophile. Love calling everyone a pedophile, and to the point where okay, there was some thing that someone said about JJ. It ended up being like weird, like saying that he breastfed a child, so it was fake. But he's saying that oh this he put my little sister on his lap, and then JJ's like, oh, I'm not putting any child on my lap unless it's my own. So what if you had a much younger sibling, or a niece or a nephew, or like you have friends who have children, so that's like a niece or a nephew. You're not going to put them on your lap? Putting a child on your lap does not mean you want to rape them. Oh, these fucking Reddit tards that, well, I mean, he's not a Reddit tard that jerks off Sideman video. He's one of them, but these fucking people that think that interacting with a child means you're a pedophile, or that time when there was a game that Ethan Bazinga was playing, and he's like, oh, pretty eyes, and then it ended up being the eyes of a child. Saying that a child has pretty eyes does not mean you want to fuck that child. If you think that, you belong in a fucking mental institution. Do people not see babies and say, "Look at this fucking gorgeous baby"? They don't mean like the same as when a fucking adult is gorgeous. Children are cute or beautiful or gorgeous like animals are cute or beautiful or gorgeous. Calling a fucking cat cute doesn't mean you want to fuck the cat unless you're Shane Dawson. I don't even know that whole thing. I'm just gonna keep on using that joke. But like babies are cute like animals are cute. And you can say that a kid has pretty eyes because saying someone has pretty eyes doesn't even mean you want to fuck them. What are you gonna fucking skull fuck them? Like, oh my god! Like calling a child's eyes beautiful does not make you a fucking pedophile. People think there was this video about someone someone this guy who was at a baseball game with his girlfriend and her little sister or something like that, and he put the little sister on his lap and was like bonding with his girlfriend's sister, bonding with the little girl. Like he's not trying to fuck her. It's a child. People bond with children. People work with children. There are whole professions based around working with children. Not like working them like at a shop, like working with them, like teaching them to play and I don't know. Um, teaching, like, do kindergarten teachers not sometimes put a fucking crying child on their lap and calm them down? Anyone who thinks that's pedophilia, okay, oh shit, I gotta reset this. I gotta read that. My god, like, people are so fucking stupid. They're so quick to call people pedophile or racist or sexist or whatever. Hello there, it's so nice.
Hello there, it's so very nice to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokémon.
It's probably sounded in the anime.
My name is Rowan. However, everyone just calls me the Pokémon Professor. Before I go any further, is this your first adventure? If you need advice, I'm certainly capable of giving it. Adventure info, let's just go with that. You are about to enter a world where you embark on a grand adventure of your own. Okay, this is exactly the same as Fire Red and Lake Green. I don't need the control info. No info needed. This world is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokémon.
He basically sounded like that in the anime.
Here I have a Pokeball. Touch the button on the middle of the Pokeball, if you please.
And if you press the A button,
he's like, no, not that button, the button on the Pokeball.
Which, how does this translate to, like, it actually happening in the real life of the game?
We humans live alongside Pokemon as friends.
It probably doesn't sound anything like this. He must have gigantic balls. My voice is probably not the greatest right now because of the fucking radiation. Might be shrinking my testicles, I don't know. I want a bigger dick, man. It's already 7 inches, but it's like, it's only that thick. It's thicker than the dildos I have. Even the 8-inch black one. I'm looking at the camera, but there's no one there. There's no light. Yes, I have dildos. I have needs, man. I also have a pocket pussy. 3 of them. Well, okay, so there's one that's just a generic one. There's one that's Elsa Jean's vagina, and there's one that's like got an asshole on the other end, but it's so tight that I cannot fit my cock into it. Like, maybe I just need to use spit or something, but I've used lube, and then it just, I shove my dick in there, and it just comes out. Is it too tight? Is my dick too big? Both? You need a fucking needle dick to get in there. Like, holy shit, man. Does it need to be fucking stretched out to fit around my cock? Do I need to fuck it with the fucking big dildo? Like, the one that's not as thick as my cock? But it's longer. I mean, the 6.5 inch ones. I have 2, 1 white and 1 black. I'm just admitting this on the internet. I don't give a shit. I think I said it before. My dick is 7 inches long, so. Like, exactly. I jabbed the ruler into my fucking pelvis.
At times we play together, and at other times we work together. Some people use their Pokemon to battle and develop closer bonds with them. What do I do? I conduct research so that we may learn more about Pokemon. I'm Rowan. I have a deep voice. Oh. Now, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Are you a boy or are you a girl?
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna be playing as the girl because it's the canon, in my opinion. Well, mostly because, just like May, like, for one thing, I obviously Red has to be the canon character because he appears in the fucking sequel. Ethan is slash Gold. I think his name is Ethan, but his nickname is Gold. Is probably the canon character because it's like another boy going on a similar journey. It's just how it is. Like, it makes more sense because the rival is I don't know, because the rival is a dick. Crystal maybe it could be his own canon. So obviously, like in the Gold and Silver games, Gold is the protagonist, but in Crystal, Crystal or Chris is the canon protagonist. And again, I believe that, like, okay, so I've done some fucking asking ChatGPT about, like, how closely related people would have to be to have kids that would be exactly similar, like in a parallel universe, like, you know, like, if two sets of twins had children, those children may look very similar. They could look identical. But there's also apparently a difference between looking identical and being genetically identical, so you don't have to have twin parents to look very similar. You can look like your cousin or whatever. I know when, like, I've, like, put on fucking Snapchat filters that turn me into a chick, I've looked like my cousin. So there's that. So maybe there's some evidence to my theories. Because, like, May in the anime is the daughter of Norman, but Sapphire, her doppelganger, is the daughter of Birch. Now, obviously, that's an oversight. They weren't trying to make them, like, they should have thought of that, for one thing. I don't know if the anime, like, you'd think that the people making the anime and the people making the manga would have, like, touched base. I feel like these days they should really make it consistent. But that means that I think that the two characters, no matter what the universe, are closely related. And that means that May and Sapphire are not doppelgangers, they just look almost identical. Okay, so they'd be doppelgangers in the sense of, like, a shadowy twin of another person that looks identical to you, but, like, literally not doppelgangers because they have a different father. Maybe their mom's the same? I don't know. But I think that, like, Birch and Norman, they're not twins. Maybe they're fraternal twins. I mean, it's not stated that they're brothers. I think if they were brothers, then they would say that. But they could be somehow related, or just, you know, some people find people that they don't even know, they're probably distant related to, that look exactly like them. So it's entirely possible that May, like May in the anime, is the doppelganger of Ruby, because Ruby is the son of Norman. And then, like, Sapphire just happens to look like May, and Ruby just happens to look like the Brendan that appeared in the anime. Now, that's all well and dandy, but, like, I think it doesn't work as well for these characters. For one thing, okay, people say Platinum's the much better game, just like they say with Emerald. Some people don't like the green clothing in Emerald. I think I don't mind it, but I guess I prefer the red clothing. I wish that in Sapphire the clothing was blue. I've tried to, like, see if I can edit the character. I would have to create a custom palette, probably. I think there's, like, in an overworld editor, or overworld, like, overworld sprite editor, there's certain palettes that if you choose that number, it says that it doesn't exist. So maybe you can insert palettes and I can just have the palettes of... Okay, well, for one thing, Brendan and May have slightly different palettes, which is weird. But maybe I could edit it so that they have the blue clothing. But Sapphire originally had her red clothing. Something happened to her clothing, and then Ruby gave her the blue clothing, but then later on she got the green clothing. I think Ruby might have also got the green clothing. For this, I think people prefer these clothing because it makes more sense because it's a snowy environment. But I'm like, I got a soft spot for the original clothing, and also it's like in the anime. I don't know. I don't think Dawn ever wore these clothing. I don't think Platinum ever wore these clothings. These clothing? This clothing? This outfit? I can't speak. But in the... Okay, so... Dawn in the anime is the daughter of Joanna. And Diamond in the manga is the daughter of is the son of Joanna. So they could be... So it could be the same thing. But it's just that... No, I guess it works out. It's just... Okay, so what doesn't work out is trying to come up with their last names being the Japanese names, or like thing that Ethan's last name is Hibiki because Japanese people usually go by their last name. But if it's children, they probably go by their first name. Like Satoshi. And Shigeru. And all the characters in Digimon. Ever. And Hikari in the anime of this, because Dawn's Japanese counterpart is, well, her Japanese name is Hikari, just like Kari from Digimon. They have the same name, but because Hikari means light, so the Digidestin of Light is literally named Light. So what's the male version of Light? Because is Light from Light Yagami, which is also weird. In Death Note, is his name Hikari, or is it Hikaro, or Hikaru? Is it similar, or is his name just Light? Because sometimes they use words that are not Japanese. But that means that his name is Light Yagami, and which means technically has the same name as Kari from the Japanese version of Digimon, from the original version of Digimon, where her name is Hikari Yagami, Light Yagami, or unless Hikari means Dawn, because Dawn also is a reference to light. And okay, but she's Platinum, even though, but her name is not revealed in the manga until the Platinum manga, because Barry is Pearl in the manga. So yeah, again, so my theory would be that the Lucas that appears in the anime briefly, they have no respect for the guys, I guess. I mean, like Ethan Gold has had 2 anime counterparts. I'm gonna put the fucking camera on. He's had Jimmy, but then that is not Ethan's actual counterpart, because Ethan appears, I think, in the same vein as Lucas and Brendan, as like just a trainer in a tournament. I mean, they exist, and I mean, if Brendan exists in the anime, then you can assume that he's Birch's son. But again, I guess it could just be another, like, doppelganger, not like multiverse doppelganger, like on the same Earth. I've seen a video years ago of these 2 guys that looked identical. They were like skinny white dudes. Well, it doesn't matter, they're white. They had glasses. It was a skinny guy. And, okay, I guess it matters, the description. They looked identical, and they were on Omegle, and they found each other, and they were like, what the fuck? They weren't twins. They didn't know each other. They must have been well, everyone is related, so they must have been distantly related, but not as related as you and me. You know what I mean? Like, unless someone who's not distantly related to me is watching this video, in which case, oh no. Oh yay! That means that it's gonna die on me. Alright, so you're a girl? No, I'm not a girl, but I'm playing as one. Also to, like, it's to even it out, because there's 2 boys and then the 2 girls, like May and then Dawn, and also they're the character that's shown mostly in the anime. Of course, in the games, or in the manga, Brandon is the son of Norman, and Lucas is the son of Joanna. So you could just use the manga as a way to say that it's Brendan and Lucas. And also, the main character in the Hoenn games is from Olivine City. So Brendan having slightly darker skin in Oris, that's not evidence to him being the character that's from Hoenn, because he could be from Olivine City, which is a port city, meaning it's a beach city. Like you could have tan skin from that, or from living in a tropical region. Anyways, because oh shit, I could have used the frickin' randomizer the randomizer tool. I gave up on adding, like, you know how in Ruby I've put extra Pokemon that Ruby has, but just kind of mixing the games with the manga. I don't know how to do that with DS games. I could go grab Pokemon Platinum Red, but I don't know how completed it is, and I would rather play the actual Pokemon Platinum. Like, if it is exactly the same, then I will play it. But there's no one around to tell me if it is exactly the same, and by the time there is, I'll have made like 16 videos of this, so, or I'll be done the entire Let's Play, and it'll be like 2 years from now when I actually upload it. I'm gonna have to get off the fucking recording now, because I can use the randomizer tool to do some things. I don't need it for the day-night cycle, because it already has a day-night cycle, so that's good. But I gave up on inserting Pokemon or inserting Pokeballs that give Pokemon, like, literally give Pokemon the script, because I went into several different map editors, and it's not at all similar to Advanced Map. And it doesn't even show the inside of the character's house. Like, I can't get to it. I don't know how to do that. I just want to insert at least one Pokeball, because Platinum has a Ponyta before the beginning of her journey. Dawn has nothing, so Dawn in the anime. So, but I can still make all the Pokemon names lowercase. I'm not going to do that for the trainers, although I suppose I could, like, just the main characters and stuff. I suppose I could still do that for Pokemon Ruby, because I can still just go in and put May, Professor Birch, like Prof, and then Birch, or just Professor Birch, or both of them, because Birch appears at different times as just Birch. May, I already said that, and then each of the gym leaders and the, I guess, the name team Aqua and the name team Magma, and then the leaders and maybe the admins. But if I wanted to make every single trainer in the game have lowercase in their name, it would take me forever, and I don't have the fucking patience for that. I'm not gonna go through every single. I'm not going to go online and look at every single fucking trainer in the game and make their name lowercase, just because some people don't like that. I mean, I generally don't care, but sometimes it's just kind of annoying that you're reading it and then it says May or Professor Birch, Lucas. Like, I'll be right back.